Always be my handsome hiking guide, my fishing instructor, my batting coach.
It looks like Virgin River Season 7 is shaping up to be another emotional roller coaster, and not just because the show just added 2 new characters as production kicks off. There's also a wild fan theory making the rounds that suggests Charmaine could die, leaving Mel and Jack to raise her twins. It's a grim idea, but if it's true, it could wrap up a 3-year storyline that's been haunting the show. So let's dive into everything that's coming with Season 7, the heartbreak, the mysteries, and all the drama that keeps fans glued to Netflix. Virgin River has become Netflix's most enduring romantic drama, managing to balance love, loss, and small-town charm across 6 seasons. With Season 7 officially on the way, the stakes have never been higher. Netflix renewed it before Season 6 even aired, which meant the writers had freedom to leave the previous season on a big, jaw-dropping cliffhanger, and they definitely did. The most talked-about question now revolves around Charmaine, Jack's ex-lover and longtime source of tension for both him and Mel. Their relationship has gone from awkward to hostile to surprisingly supportive over the years, and Season 6 finally saw her warming up to Mel and Jack again. In the most recent season, Jack actually helped Charmaine get a restraining order against Calvin, the father of her twins, a dangerous man with a violent streak. Charmaine even offered to do Mel's hair for the wedding, which sounded like a touching sign of reconciliation. But when she didn't show up, Jack went to check on her, and whatever he found in her apartment completely rattled him. Jack's not easily shaken, so the scene left fans buzzing with theories about what happened, and one of them is seriously dark. According to a popular theory on Reddit, Charmaine may have been murdered by Calvin after she filed that restraining order. The user behind the theory suggested that Calvin, who's shown time and time again that he's capable of violence, might have snapped. If this theory is true, the justice system would likely send him to prison, and Mel and Jack could end up raising Charmaine's twins. It's undeniably grim, but in the world of Virgin River, where tragedy and love constantly intertwine, it doesn't feel impossible. Mel and Jack raising Charmaine's twins would actually fit neatly into Mel's long and painful journey with motherhood. She struggled with fertility issues for years, long before the events of Virgin River began. Her story has included a stillbirth, the loss of her first husband Mark, and years of emotional scars that make her storyline one of the show's most heartfelt. When she finally became pregnant with Jack's baby in Season 4, it felt like a long-awaited miracle. But tragedy struck again in Season 5 when she lost the baby, leaving both her and Jack devastated. By Season 6, the couple had started discussing adoption as an alternative path to becoming parents. So if they did end up raising Charmaine's twins, it would close the door on Mel's pregnancy struggles and give the couple the family they've been dreaming of. It would also represent the full-circle redemption of their bond with Charmaine, a character who's caused them both so much pain, but could, in death, leave them with a chance at the life they've always wanted. But before fans get too attached to this theory, there's another possible outcome that might make more sense. At the end of Season 6, Mel was already helping a young pregnant woman who planned to give her baby up for adoption. In a heartbreaking twist, the expectant mother revealed in the finale that the couple she'd chosen backed out, and she wanted Mel and Jack to take the baby instead. That moment felt huge. It seemed to set up exactly what showrunner Patrick Sean Smith later confirmed in an interview, that Mel and Jack's journey toward parenthood would explore the emotional complexities of adoption. Smith pointed out that adoption isn't just a simple exchange between 2 parties, it's an emotionally layered process, one that allows for deep storytelling. That statement makes it sound like the show will focus on Mel and Jack adopting that baby, not Charmaine's twins. And realistically, handling 3 newborns at once, the twins and the new baby, might be a little too much even for the ever-capable Mel and Jack. Plus, killing off Charmaine would push the show into much darker territory than it's ever gone before. In Robyn Carr's original Virgin River books, Charmaine is alive and well, and the series tends to keep its tone more hopeful than tragic. So while the theory makes for good drama, it's far more likely that Charmaine will survive and raise her own kids. While all this speculation about Charmaine dominates fan conversations, Season 7 also brings some confirmed changes, including one big departure. Cameron Hayek, played by Mark Ganymede, won't be returning as a series regular. Cameron's been a divisive character since his arrival in Season 4, shaking things up at Doc Mullen's clinic and meddling in Mel's love life. He was arrogant, sometimes inappropriate, but undeniably memorable. Over time, he softened, especially through his romance with Muriel. But by the time Season 6 wrapped, his story felt complete. Cameron's exit actually makes sense. Between Seasons 5 and 6, he reunited with his ex-fiancée after ending things with Muriel, largely because he wanted children and she didn't. When he returned to Virgin River for Jack and Mel's wedding, the two had a mature, if bittersweet, conversation about moving on. Muriel even began seeing someone new, and their chapter closed quietly but meaningfully. With that closure and Doc's eyesight improving after his medical trial, there isn't really any reason for Cameron to hang around, at least for now. His departure, though, could have ripple effects across the new season. For one, Muriel will be free to focus on her new romance and her battle with cancer. It'll give her story more emotional space as she navigates her treatment with the support of friends instead of a romantic partner. Meanwhile, Doc and the clinic will face new challenges. Without Cameron, and with Mel potentially taking some time off for adoption or maternity leave, the clinic could find itself short-staffed at a crucial moment. To make matters worse, there's an ongoing storyline involving a major hospital trying to expand into Virgin River, threatening the small-town clinic's existence. Doc's medical license is still suspended, and since nurse practitioners in California can't yet operate independently under state law, Mel wouldn't legally be able to run the clinic on her own. That means the pressure is on for Doc to regain his license before the big hospital swallows them up. Without Cameron, this conflict will feel even more urgent and likely form one of the central storylines in Season 7. Cameron's absence might be felt in other ways too, especially for longtime fans of the show's book series. His TV version doesn't really resemble his literary counterpart at all. In the books, Cameron, whose full name is Cameron Michaels, has a completely different storyline, including a one-night stand that results in twins and him eventually taking over Doc's clinic after his death. None of that ever happened in the Netflix adaptation, which has taken plenty of creative liberties over the years. Still, there's always a chance Cameron could come back. Both showrunner Patrick Sean Smith and actor Mark Ganamay have said they'd be open to revisiting the character in future seasons. If Netflix renews Virgin River beyond Season 7, and given its massive fan base that seems likely, there's plenty of room to bring Cameron back under new circumstances. So as filming for Season 7 wraps and speculation keeps swirling, one thing's clear: Virgin River isn't slowing down anytime soon. Whether Charmaine meets a tragic end, Mel and Jack finally get their family, or the clinic fights to stay open, the next chapter of this beloved show is bound to deliver a bunch of heartfelt twists. Because in Virgin River, love never comes easy, but it's always worth the wait. And that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.